his death cult. And so whatever their dear leader says, they will support. And look, you saw this perfectly when it came to January 6th. I'm sure you guys remember, but the first couple days to a week, you had, oh, this is unacceptable, this is not right. And then after a week or so, they all got their talking points, and they all got on the same page, and they totally flipped, right? They totally flipped it, and it was, oh, Antifa did it, and it was horrible. They infiltrated us and tried to make us look bad. But also, we did it, and it was based, and it was awesome. And these are patriots who were peacefully protesting. They didn't do anything wrong. That's what they do, right? And they would go as far as to defend Trump nuking an innocent country, for sure, for sure. Now, you might say, I don't know, Kyle, that's a little extreme. I think even they would turn on that. Would they? Would they? Here is Jesse Waters, who is going to joke around and glaze what are functionally Donald Trump-created ICE concentration camps now throughout the country. Listen to what he says here, and imagine this from a historical perspective, right? Imagine how this looks 40, 50 years in the future, looking back at this moment in U.S. history, and, people in a classroom in, let's say, France in whatever, the year 2070 something. How will this come across? Listen to what he says here. You're also saying...
Before I let it play, I'm first of all going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. One says like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And before I let it play, I gotta say my little 2 cents real quick. And that 2 cents is this: we've been saying it for a long time. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we've been saying it for a long time. And these mother effers don't give two ish about anyone or anything. We are in Jacob's trouble. We are in Jacob's trouble. Matter of fact, let me start with that, and then I'm gonna let it play. You're gonna hear from the devil, out of the devil's mouth. That would be Jeremiah 30:7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, is even the time of Jacob's trouble. So we are in Jacob's trouble. There's no mystery behind it. There's no waiting along. The prophecy speaking louder and clearer, and again no more clearer than what we're seeing right now. So let me let it play, and y'all gonna see.
You're also saying that someone was murdered at a detention facility. It's already been debunked weeks ago. The guy was trying to commit suicide.
Literally about 40 people have died in ICE custody. One was even potentially lynched, but I digress.
And the people were trying to save his life. All right? These detention centers are amazing. You get dental care. You get free health care. Have you ever seen the kind of concierge health care services
I saw Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah.
It's where did this guy come from? This guy came from Ecuador without any running water, Jessica. He's lucky to have these types of services. Let me just understand your position.
So, according to this devil, they're lucky to get this type of service. They're lucky that they're being thrown against their will to a concentration camp, taken from their family, all right, being mistreated. They're lucky for that, according to the pride of these devils, bro. When we tell you that this man's a devil, I mean, yo, even the lady had to comment, like, yo, I've been to Alligator Alcatraz, and he's just in his rant. And you can see the pride of them oozing. Fox, they have a lot of interesting characters, and they're showing the world who they are. They're showing the world what they're about. And when it comes to you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, there's no mercy in their eyes. All right. This man said they got dental health care. Think about where he came from in Ecuador. They don't have nothing. If that's not pride, and that's these devils. But there's a little bit more to this.
That is beyond grotesque. There was literally a report that came out the other day that said they actually don't get any health care. The U.S. government has refused to now pay the providers of the health care, and it's gotten to the point where they just don't offer people health care. They also don't give them the medicine that they need. Even when people tell them, hey, I need to take this medicine, I have this medical condition, they don't give them the medicine. Which is why, again, we've had about 40 deaths in...
These devils are so sick. Let me get this scripture. That's crazy. But there's a little bit more to that. I'm gonna have to skip it because he's gonna be just doing his little rant. Sometimes he got some good things, and sometimes it's like, what the fuck? Because he's like pro-Democrat. So it's just, they going after each other. Psalm 73 and 6 or 7. 8. Matter of fact, I saw that 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. And they speak loftily. And the funny thing about it is, if it was any other country that did that to their citizens or to people, they'd be the first ones to say how evil, how tyrannical this country is. When they went into Syria, what was their campaign? He's bombing, he's using chemical weapons in his own citizens. How sick he is, which we all know was bullshit. Here we are, we getting fed poison on the regular. The pipes that the water that goes through our houses is filled with fluoride and all sorts of shit that we don't know of. Oh, even talking about that. They use toilet water. They recycle the water and have us bathe in our own water and put a whole bunch of chemicals in the water, which reduces everything about us. All right? They got chemtrails flying all over the place. It's constantly killing us. But yet they want to go around and tell people, oh, you are evil, you are oppressive, and look what they're doing. And now you try to make it seem that somebody's getting thrown against their will that's a benefit for them. That sounds familiar. Oh, how history is repeating itself. So you going around telling people that is a benefit for them people to get caught up, taken against their will. All right, that's the best they're gonna ever get treated in their whole entire world, but just gotta get the fuck out of America and thrown into a concentration camp. Might I add, the majority of Americans can't even own a home because shit's too goddamn high. But that's neither here or there, right? But it says they are corrupt and speak wickedly, because when at the end of the day, what Esau is all about the bottom line is what he can get from anyone, anytime. If he can make finances, he don't give a damn about any morals, any sort. I was watching the it was Apostle Gabar, who else? Apostle Gabar, other Taz's Bakbar, other Ainat, and they was going in on E about how all the factory states that had booming factories and how they took those jobs and outsourced them to other countries. So when these people is getting paid well, right? They didn't want that. They said, nope, we're gonna go to these other countries and have them use child services. And over here, by the way, in order to get a job, you have to be a certain age. But in other countries, they have children working from young. So they'll go to China and send forth a factory where they can have American jobs here and not give a damn. So they all corrupt. And then Fox News, they'll tell you straight up lies. Like your man, hold on for a second. All right, here's a post from that same channel. Says the Trump card. President Trump sells his record on the economy a year into his second presidency, kicking off a multi-state tour amid a blistering Republican midterm chance in November, because he's in fear of losing the House, because once he do that, there ain't gonna be no votes. Through the spirit, I believe. I speak as a man. I don't know what the other brothers, Apostle Tar or the other apostles said, but I believe. I'm just saying what I believe. That there ain't gonna be no midterm. They're going to do their damnedest, because right now we about to enter another government shutdown, and this time the government shutdown is going to deal with DHS, a Department of Homeland Security, and they're not going to. Democrats is not going to fund it. Even Republicans are talking about it. So what's going to lead to is going to be a shutdown for a period of time. But don't be surprised if there's a attack. Then they're going to try to fund. They're going to open back up, or may not open back up. Everything's suspended, and it's just this guy and his administration running the show, because they refuse to let that power go. And if you peep game months ago, when you're talking about Zelensky, how Zelensky's still in power because of war, which whoever's in power can remain in power if there's a war. So he's losing badly. This is why he has to go out in a tour. He can't sell these points. His peoples can't sell the points of that. So the tours that he's going to obviously pick is the well-favored tours. But anyway, it says after 1 year of President Trump, our economy is booming, incomes are raising, investments is soaring, inflation has been defeated. This is Trump saying. How delusional is this guy? Now, what I really wanted to bring it out for, because the comments, the people, what are the people saying? It says my landlord raised up my rent 68% after I have been renting from them for 16 years. So 68%, you are a loyal tenant, and they just say, nah, you gotta pay wazoo out the. It says in order to capitalize on the serious housing shortage, rents all over the state have soared. So even of grocery prices have come down a little, while I said we're all still struggling. This is a common person. It says, hey, this is my dad. This is Fox News. All right. It says I can't tell by the 10-ounce steak for $22 the things that are looking great for the middle class. I take an ounce of whatsoever is smoked. A real let them eat cake moment. There's only a person who doesn't go to the store says that. What a bunch of BS. Me personally, this is my first winter. I can't find a job. Nothing, and been working for 20 years. This November is going to be a bloodbath. Oh, might I add, when you do read the replies, nobody's rebuttaling these people what they're saying. They're struggling. The struggle is real. It says Omar is perfect example for a bill that all public politicians be audited. So where are the funding? Where the funds coming from? I thought food price were going to come down. What happened to that? Fox should have paid more money for those bots. So as you can clearly see, people are not buying that bullshit that he's selling. Nobody's buying the shit that they're selling right now. So if there is a government shutdown, which most likely are going to be a government shutdown, expect something funny to happen. And don't be surprised if it happens on May 1st. Anything after the Passover, don't be surprised. All right? Why? Because that's a celebration. Remember the Economist picture. So expect chaos, expect mayhem. So they're selling the people. This is a corrupt, wicked, evil administration. These people are corrupt out of there. They was born corrupt. Going back to this real quick, and I'm gonna go back to the video. It says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Yeah. And nobody's more prouder than that guy. He emanates how America thinks. People are pissed. There's a thing that's going on, brother. I did a video on it that I guess is a TikTok thing. You got Greenlanders pretending to be on fentanyl, all right, up in Greenland, teasing the Americans that are doped up on drugs. They're like, nah, we don't want that shit over here. Okay? People are not buying the shit that they're selling no more. Hey, I know the scripture says, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Jeremiah 51 7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand and made all the earth drunken. Yeah, because when you first, many years ago, when this place wasn't a shit show the way it is more now than ever, it always been corrupt. It was just a veil over the people. So people believe that this place was good. This place meant something. But them not realizing they were drinking the Kool-Aid of Babylon. All right? The Lord has been having people drunk off of this shit. Now people starting, when you drink a lot and you start to sober up, it doesn't look that enticing no more, does it? It doesn't look that beautiful, does it? That bitch, she don't look so fine without makeup and you've been drinking so much. She look like a fucking troll now. And that's what people are realizing. Okay? So when these damn devils say the things that they say, believe it. All right? So let me go to the next thing, which is kind of disturbing. I'm thinking it. Same guy, yeah. I'm gonna say fair use, fair use. I'm just giving a warning. This is very upsetting.
Here's one. Breaking reports out of Dilley, Texas. This is an ICE detention center. Say children can be heard screaming as chaos erupts inside the ICE facility. This comes as families inside the center have already been protesting conditions and demanding release. If the U.S. government is moving children in shackles behind locked doors, we need answers now. Here we go.
Land of the free, home of the brave, right? The great nation of heroes, right? Wherever you can imagine a commercial that they'll sell the world. Wherever people are oppressed, good old America will come and save you. And growing up as a child watching G.I. Joe, they had you believe that the Joes were the heroes, right? And Cobra, they were the T's. They'll tell you straight up that the whole show, So to have you believe the U.S. military is there to fight the terrorists all over the world. Now reality showing the world this has always been a terroristic state, terrorizing the fucking world. Truly the hammer of the Lord.
Listen to this. This is good. This is blood curdling.
I'm outside. I'm outside. It doesn't say out here.
And
I've just been ordered to leave the premises. I've just been ordered to leave the premises. And she's yelling at me right now, so I'm going to head back to my car and try and keep you abreast of the situation. I'm outside of the Dilley facility here in South Texas. There's a demonstration of detainees taking place inside right now. We were all asked to leave. There's a drone flying up ahead right now. It's an extremely bizarre situation. You can hear them shouting. Can you hear that? They're shouting, "Let us out, let us out." There's people in blue shirts. Again, there's drones flying up ahead. There appear to be hundreds of people through the crack that I can see. And again, I was here for an attorney visit and they asked me to leave abruptly without telling me why, ordering people who were waiting to stand outside in the cold. And I'll try and keep you updated as to what is happening.
Guys, we know what's been going on.
And you could it's gonna get real out here. They coming down having great wrath. They showing no mercy. Those are children, right? There was another video, not this guy. All those MAGA clowns, they're all turning on this guy. And really they're turning because, you know, everything's a psyop. So they're really turning outside because the guy that got popped, what's this guy's name again? Alex Petering, whatever. He's also a small hatter. That's why they're turning on them. Because he's one of them. So everybody, I seen it was like Joe Rogan and his podcast. They was talking shit about the administration. The woman, what's that bitch name? It doesn't really matter. The woman that was basically siding with ICE agents. That is the tip of my tongue. I've been watching the show all fucking day. Whatever. They're talking about getting rid of her because she's the fallout. Oh, even Stephen Miller. That shit talking cracker ass cracker. That shit talking small hat devil. That whole thing is breaking apart. All of it. It's not because of they getting caught out there. No. They're moving to another stage. They're moving to the next phase of the thing of theirs. He don't give a damn about. He wants to remain in power. They know what the trick to remain in power. All right. So these devils are corrupt, man, and they're not showing nobody any mercy whatsoever. That's why when the kingdom of heaven is established, he's not going to be given no mercy. All right, no mercy granted. Scripture says, one of my favorites, Isaiah 48:22. There's no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. So don't expect no peace for these devils. When this new world order thing is established, there's going to be, oh my goodness, there's going to be the most uneasy thing that's going to take place on this earth, especially here in Babylon the Great. All right, they're going to be met with so much resistance. It's going to be unbelievable. They're going to think they're going to get rid of a majority of people. There's still going to be somewhat resistance. That's why when scripture says, Proverbs, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. And people are mourning. And who's really mourning? Israel. Only one that really matters. So for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it may seem like we have the short stick of everything. But it starts with us and it also ends with us. I'm going to say that again. It starts with us. The way they establish their power and their will in this world, it was time for their blessing. So it started with us. It started them doing us dirty. Right? However, it's going to end with us. Why? Because the Lord is not allowing this shit to happen any longer. So they're going to get their jollies off, but it's going to be the end of them. It says, Nahum 1:9. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. So yeah, it seems to us all, well, not to us all, those of us who know these are the steps that's being taken to get us to the kingdom. But what people are going to go through is going to seem like there's no hope. The hope is here. This is it. Whatever Esau is doing, however he's coming down on us, whatever moves that he make, he's about to get checkmated. All right. This fantasy of putting Jake back into slavery and just killing, genocide and all that shit. This sociopathic mindset that they have, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. Hey, the Lord's not gonna allow Esau to get his hands. There's not gonna be another generation being wiped out. Matter of fact, we end it off on here. Second Ezra. Second Ezra 15, we get to the point. It says, Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So keep that in mind. All right. They're rounding up a good majority of Jake, 2/3, of course. But the Lord's not going to allow all Jake to be destroyed by this man. There's a reason why there is 2/3. Those are the pawns to be sacrificed. But the Lord still, at the end of the day, he's going to crush you, you devils. All right. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretch out arm and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. So yeah, this place is about to be destroyed. And the Wadi Yahabashim Yahushai. With that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.